we're going to go ahead and jump into my number 3 pick. My third most favoriteest self-help book. This would be number 7, right? That was, no, 8. This will be 8. No, okay, it's because we had 8. So 8, 7, 6. Okay, here we go. I'm learning to count again all over. So number 6 on my list of favorite self-help books is going to be this book, to completely throw it in a whole nother direction, right? We had Mark Manson, who's super chill, super fucking, yeah, fuck it, bro, kind of aloof, kind of like, he's like, I don't know, he's like, I feel he's kind of like a Joe Rogan bro kind of guy, right? Live and let live. Focus on what you want to focus on, what's important in life. Make sure you don't give a fuck about too many things. And, Eckhart Tolle, who's much more spiritual. His book, that book, by the way, does dive into a lot of spirituality. I don't know if I said that, but you do dive into some religious topics, which is interesting. I did find that part of the book enjoyable, so I'll throw that out too. And then, but now we're going to go in a completely opposite direction with Jocko Willink, Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win, by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. So this book, again, 37,000 ratings, 4.8, very highly rated book. Not so much in the self-help space, interestingly enough. I did pick up this book because I saw what was it? I think it was a interview with Jocko Willink, and really liked him, thought that his interview was really good. I'm going to pull him up and we're going to watch one of his videos on YouTube so you can kind of get a feel for that guy. But I thought, well, I should pick up his book then. And so, yeah, this book is more about leadership. Lead and win is the whole point of the book. This book is heavily based on how to achieve success in your life, and how to lead. Most of his books are exclusively on how to be a good leader, right? Because this guy was, I think it said it right here, he was the leader of SEAL Team Bruiser, the Bruiser Task Unit, which was a Navy SEAL unit in Afghanistan, and supposedly did a really good job. He does have, lately, there has been a lot of controversy about this guy on YouTube. There's always controversies about every special forces guy on YouTube. There's somebody out there claiming that he was a piece of shit, or he wasn't a real Navy SEAL, or this, that, or the other thing, or he didn't do the things he claimed he did. And in some circumstances, like Tim Kennedy, it turns out that they were definitely right. This guy just makes up a whole bunch of ridiculous stories. He has a book out too that I haven't read and probably won't, because some of the stories he made up are just bewilderingly ridiculous. There's been a lot of claims that Jocko Willink, when he was out in Afghanistan, was a real nasty guy, and his task force Bruiser committed war crimes. There's only one guy out there who's actually claiming that. He's claiming that a lot of other soldiers are saying that, and occasionally you'll go through a comment section, you'll have somebody say, well, I was a Marine out there, and he's right. Jocko Willink was fucking murdering little babies or whatever. But all anybody has is, they don't even have first-person accounts. Even the guy who's accusing him of this wasn't there to see it. Nobody has seen this. And you've yet to hear anybody who has said, oh, I saw it myself. This Jocko guy was out there murdering civilians in Afghanistan. It's all I heard from somebody that heard from somebody who said that they heard from somebody who saw him shoot a civilian out in Afghanistan for fun. That's the kind of stories they're saying about him, which is, if he did, then that's very appalling, and that's extremely fucked up. And that's a war crime, to just kill an innocent person who's not in the middle of the war. But this is all just hearsay. It's just hearsay from people who say they've heard it from somebody else, who heard it from somebody else who saw it. And nobody who says they actually saw it has ever came out with evidence, or ever came out in general just to say, no, I absolutely 100% saw that. It's never happened yet. So that's a big part of the controversy surrounding Jocko Willink. If you research him, you will find that out there. Just wanted that to be kind of a disclaimer for you. Like I said about Mark Manson and Eckhart Tolle, I'm giving you my opinions on these guys. That's some of the controversy surrounding him that you probably want to be aware of. But anyways, here he is right here. This is his, I'll make sure that link, Amazon link, by the way, is in the description below. This is his website. I think it's Echelon Academy or Echelon Services. Him and Leif Babin started this company, leadership classes for like CEOs and stuff like that, and supposedly it took off and did very well, and that's why he started writing books on leadership. And This is apparently now they even do leadership classes. So I've never done any leadership classes. I'm probably not going to anytime soon. But this is, something you can look into if you find out you really like Jocko Willink. A lot of people know who he is and have already heard his name. This is him right here, Mr. Uh, Jarhead, Blockhead. He not to make fun of the guy, but because he could kick my ass, but he looks like this dude looks the way that an army guy like would look. If you had to paint a picture of, oh, what does an army guy look like? That face right there. It's like your classic army dude. And this is Leif Babin, the other writer of that book, who is also a Navy SEAL. Both of them were Navy SEAls. They were Navy SEAls in combat. And we'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, this is some of his courses that he released, which is kind of interesting and cool. I didn't know he did courses. So if you get this guy's book and it turns out you really like it, then you might want to check out his safety courses. He's got a lot of different books, The Dichotomy of Leadership. Most of his books are on leadership. Extreme Ownership is more about leadership, responsibility, and success in life, achieving success in your personal life. So that book is a little bit more on the self-help side of things. It's not so much on how to be a good leader. There's a lot of that in there, but it also covers how to be more responsible for yourself in life and how to achieve success in life. Very different from the type of book that we've been talking about. So this is one of his classic, he calls these standard directives. Go over the YouTube screen. This is from his YouTube channel, the Jocko Podcast on YouTube. He has these things he does called standard directives, which are short little YouTube videos that are kind of like pep talks. So we're going to go ahead and watch his Standard Directive 01, the first in his series, so you guys can get a feel for how Jocko speaks and talks and what his writing style would be like in his book.